let's start with the example code here that I am going to create again. Here that I am going to comment it out, this part. And then let's start again. Let's start again with car, class car that I'm going to use again. And I will create 4 properties. One of them will be, again, brand, string brand, of course, string brand, and get and set. And another one, let me copy it and change with model. And then another one will be year information here, that it will be integer and year information. And another one that I want to add, that each car has speed information. Speed information. Yes, it is my car class. And now let's create constructor. It is right click on the class name, and here that generate constructor. Yes, 4 properties I'm going to use in my constructor. Click OK. Now, yes, it is ready, that the constructor is here. Yes, it is constructor. And another one is properties, as we discussed, properties. Yes, okay. And now let's create my objects. I am going to create it with different ways, but first way is will be same. Let's write here my cars, and then let's create car1 and is equal new car, and then my template here, as we know, Toyota, and then Auris, and then year information is 2020, and then speed information is 200. Yes, it is my first object. And let's create also here, I am going to create also my list. Let's create it, list, and it will hold the car objects. The type will be cars, and yes, new list car. It is my list that I am going to hold my cars. Yes, and now let's add this first object into this list, add car1. Yes, now it's added. It is the way actually we discussed, we know already. And now let me create object with different way and add it directly into cars list. Cars, it will be like this, cars.add, and then between parentheses that I am going to create my object, and it will be anonymous object. It means that the without name, and yes, but it will be also element, that will be second element, and we can access it inside from list as usual. Now let's create it here, car, and the first brand information, let's Volvo, and then let's the model. Model will be, let's we 60, and then the year information is 2021, and then speed information 220. Yes, it is my second object that I created it here inside add method, and then I added it directly into cars list. It is another way that you can create it. Yes, and now let me show with another way. It will be like this. I am going to create another list, and then I'm going to create objects in that list, and I am going to add that list into cars list. It will be another list, and it will be again cars. It is also a way that you can use it and name it extra cars. That my table name will be extra cars, and it will be new list car. Yes, and then here I'm going to add here between curly braces that I am going to add my objects like this. Here it is possible that I can create it. Here also I'm going to copy this line, and then let's put it into list with comma, and that's another one. And here that I am going to change. Here let me change with Opel, and here let's change with Vectra, and the year information let's give 1983, and speed is, let's change it with 180. And another car, let's also do it Volvo, and here we 90, and the year information, let me change it with 989, 1989, and then the speed is, yeah, again, what, that this one. Okay, it is also a way that we can create our objects here, the anonymous objects. They created in the list directly here in extra cars. Extra cars is another list, and now I am going to add these extra cars into cars list. And for it that I am going to use another method here. Let's see here, if I try to cars dot add and then extra cars, and then you can see it shows an error. It means that it shows the cannot convert from system collection generic list car to car, because here that we have, it can add just one element, but here that we have, it is a list. It is more, of course, that it is a list, and because of that, even if it's empty, but I cannot add with add method, and because of that, I need to use add range method. Yes, and for it, if you want to add list or array or more elements at the same time, and then we need to add the range method. Now it will add it into cars list. Cars list will hold the all cars. And yes, let me show you again with another way. It is also possible that we are going to add the list also, but it will be anonymous list, that the without name. It means without name. And now here, let me use like this. And again, I am going to add it directly into cars list. Here also add range, that method, and in it I'm going to create new list here, and but it will no name actually here. Yes, and now I'm going to write here. Let me go back here. Yes, here. Let's curly braces. And yes, it will be like this. Let me take it here. And then put semicolon here. Now I am going to explain it. Let me copy here this method, this objects, and then paste it here. And now it is directly to be created a list inside cars list, and directly that these two objects created in this list, and this list has no name here. And now let me change here, for example, Fiat Tempo. Yes, and then the year information, let's 86, and the speed is okay. And another one, let's write here BMW, and here let's XLB 500, for example. And the year information, let me write 2024 and here 230. Yes, now I have 6 objects in my cars list with different way that I created it and I added into my cars list. First way, it is a regular way that we already know about it, created with name, it is car1. And the second object that I created with this way, it is without object name. I create it and directly I add it into my cars list. And the third way, it is list extra cars, and I created it in it directly that the objects, and I add this list into cars list. And then another way, it is also that you can directly create it in add range method. And then here it is list without name. And in it that we have 2 objects without name. Now my cars list has 6 objects in this list. Now we can check it, of course. Let's see here that the console dot read line. And if you put breakpoint here, and let's run the code. Of course, I don't need it. And here in locals, let me show it here. Right click on the cars and then quick watch. And now here you can see I have 6 elements here. That the 6 elements in my cars list. That the first element 0, 1, 2, 3, and it's continue. They are car objects. And then if you expand here, and each object has Toyota, that the brand, model, speed, and year information, of course, that the brand and model is string, and the speed and year is int. For each object that I have, of course, the same properties, but different data. Yes, now, and yes, now I have that my cars list, and in it I have 6 objects.